All right, let's just dive right in. We see it every single day, right? Prices that end in 99 cents. You probably don't even think about it. But here's the thing. Those aren't just random numbers. We're about to pull back the curtain on the neuroscience behind this super common pricing trick and how it, well, exploits a tiny little glitch in your brain.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. Your morning coffee, that thing you just bought online, the gas prices, that 99 is absolutely everywhere. It's so normal, we just tune it out. But have you ever really stopped and asked why? It's definitely not about saving you that 1 cent. No. The real reason is way, way more interesting than that.
That's right. This is not an accident. It's not some quaint old tradition. It is a carefully designed psychological strategy, and it's been perfected over decades. And it's all built to take advantage of a mental shortcut your brain makes every single time it sees a number. So to really understand the trick, we've got to understand the target. And the target is, well, it's us. It's our own brains. So let's get into the science of what makes this simple little illusion so incredibly powerful. The fancy scientific name for this glitch is left-digit bias, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It means our brains give this huge, outsized importance to the very first digit we read and kind of just gloss over the rest. That number on the far left, it becomes an anchor that frames our entire perception of the price before we even know it's happening. See, your brain doesn't just gulp down a number all at once. It scans it from left to right, just like you're reading this sentence. And that first digit it bumps into, that sets the entire stage. It mentally plops that number down on a number line and decides if it's a high number or a low number, all before it even gets to the cents. And this, right here, is where the magic trick happens. When your brain sees 1999, that big one at the front anchors its perception. It thinks, okay, this is in the teens. But when it sees $20.00, just one single penny more, that anchor digit is a 2. Your wallet sees a 1 cent difference. Your brain? Oh, your brain sees a massive category jump. It feels like a completely different amount of money. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just some theory. Scientists have literally watched this happen inside our heads. A team over at MIT's neuroeconomics lab, they used fMRI scans to see what our brains were doing when people saw these different prices. And the results were, wow, they were wild. The moment the price flipped from $19.99 to $20, the part of the brain that deals with magnitude, with how big something is, it lit up with a signal that was 37% stronger. That is not a small change. The brain wasn't just rounding up. It treated it like a completely different class of expense. It jumped from the teens bucket right into the 20s bucket. Now here is the crucial takeaway. This isn't a bug in our brains, it's a feature. Think about it. For thousands of years, our survival depended on making super fast judgments. Is that lion getting closer or farther away? We didn't need precision, we needed speed. This mental shortcut is ancient software built for survival. But in our modern world, that software has a vulnerability. So knowing the vulnerability exists is one thing, but how is this little quirk in our brain's code turned into a deliberate money-making strategy? Let's look at how this plays out in the real world. Of course, retailers have a name for this whole game. They call it just below thresholding. It's the science of pricing something just a hair underneath a major psychological barrier, like $20 or $50 or $100, all to keep it sitting in that lower mental category for you. And does it work? Oh yeah, it works. According to some of Amazon's internal data, just by pricing an item at $34.99 instead of an even $35, they saw the conversion rate, the number of people who actually bought the thing, jump by a massive 22%. That tiny 1 cent difference makes a huge difference to the bottom line. In fact, it's become a whole playbook. Check out this 9 ending ladder. Retailers use different kinds of 9 endings to make you feel a certain way. A price ending in 99 screams budget or I'm saving. Something priced at, say, $49.99 feels like a smart, mid-tier choice. Then you get to $199.99, and that signals premium, but still a good value. It's all engineered to manage how you feel about what you're buying. Okay, so you might be feeling a little manipulated right now, and that's fair. But here's the good news. How do we defend ourselves against a trick that our own brains are wired to fall for? Well, you can install a few mental firewalls. And it's actually pretty easy. Here are 3 simple rules to fight back. First up, the +1 rule.
It's simple. You see $19.99, and in your head, you immediately round it up to $20. Heck, round it up to $21 to be safe. Second, the 2-second pause. Before you hit buy, just stop. Ask yourself, would I still want this if it was $20? And third, start using round numbers for your own budgets. A $250 budget feels like a much harder wall to break through than $249.99.
And these little tactics are super effective because they basically short-circuit the bias. That +1 rule forces your logical, thinking brain to get involved, overriding that ancient automatic shortcut. The pause just breaks the spell of impulse. And round number budgets, they give your brain a really clear boundary that it has a hard time ignoring. And we've even got data on this. A study from Duke University found that people who actively practice that simple +1 rule cut down on their impulse buys by 31%. Think about that. Just that one tiny mental shift can have a huge impact on your spending habits.
So, what is the big takeaway from all of this? Well, I think it's pretty clear. It's time for a little mental software update. Your brain isn't broken. Let's be really clear about that. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do, make fast, efficient judgments to keep you safe and save energy. The problem is that ancient software is now running in this hyper-modern consumer world that has been specifically designed to find and exploit every single one of its loopholes. But here's the most powerful part of all. Just by listening to this, just by learning how the trick works, you've already started building your defense. Awareness really is the first step to immunity. Once you can see the trick for what it really is, the illusion starts to lose its power. You just can't be fooled in the same way again. So the next time you're out shopping and you see that familiar price tag, just pause for a second. Ask yourself this one question. Is this item actually worth the full $20, or is my ancient brain just getting hacked by a 1-cent trick? Seeing it clearly, that's how you take back control.